like I promised, there'll be a good video coming up here. I'm going to talk a little bit about shooting competitions and what it takes to get into doing it, what you need to start, depending on what you want to start with. But I'm going to focus on Steel Challenge. If you don't want to know what that is, I'll leave a link in there so you can go look it up, and I'll put some little clips of some videos in here for you, and so you get an idea of what's going on with that. But I do that. That's what I shoot at the current time. I've shot IDPA, which is defensive pistol, geared more toward concealed carry. The Steel Challenge is more or less just racing with guns, just speed shooting, shooting steel plates, and you can shoot rim fire and center fire in that one. That's why I like it, because you can bring a lot of new people out to get a start on that. And I can get turn my lights on here for you. There we go. So, and like I said, Steel Challenge is a great way to get started into some shooting sports. You can start with rimfire pistol or rimfire rifle. It's a cheap way to get in it, and you can have a lot of fun with it. I really enjoy it. And like I said, you can move up to centerfire pistols and pistol caliber rifles. We can't shoot centerfire rifles, big caliber rifles, but you can shoot pistol calibers in a Steel Challenge. And so first off, I'm going to show you a couple of the guns that I use, just so you kind of have an idea of what we do use. First, I'm going to show you this one, which is a Ruger 1022. I've done a little bit of customizing on it. I put a carbon fiber barrel on it. You can see more red dot sight. This helps me with my old eyes a little bit. That's a Hogue stock. It came with the gun. That's I guess call it some kind of tactical model. When I bought it, it had a short 16-inch barrel on it, but I put a carbon fiber barrel, lightened it up really good. I mean, it doesn't weigh anything, and and you can get in, the basic 1022. Probably get in. I don't want to say $200, maybe a little more, and it'll do everything you want to do. You just need to buy you half dozen magazines, and you'll be ready to shoot. I enjoy that gun. It's really fun to shoot. And like I said, you can go out and you'll burn through 100, 150 rounds. 22 ammunition is cheap. You can probably get cost of the match $15 to $20, plus the ammo. You can shoot for $25, probably $30 for a match, which is not a lot to have the fun you have doing it. Next one I'm going to show you, this one here, my Ruger Mark III, excuse me. This is a Mark III. This is the first one I bought to shoot in the pistol category. It's 22 rimfire also. Like I said, I put a Seymour sight on it, and like I said, these older eyes don't pick up these iron sights like they used to. So you can shoot iron sights or optics, whatever you want to shoot, whichever you like the best. But yeah, this has been a great gun. I bought this thing, oh gosh, probably 2009, 2010, and I've shot, I don't know how many rounds I've shot through it. It still runs good. This is one I currently shoot probably the most, which is Mark IV. I guess they call that a tactical, but it's light 22-45. Got the 45 grip angle on it, 1911 grip angle. I said, once again, Seymour sight. I took the sights off of this one, didn't need them. I did a little bit of trigger work on it, some inside work, just make it shoot a little bit better for me. New grip on it. I said it's a nice shooting gun. It's light. Uh, compensators. I mean, say it cuts down on recoil. It's 22 rimfire. It don't need recoil. Basically, what I use them for is just for sound, so that the timer picks up the shots easier. Is the biggest reason I put those on my guns. Like I said, they're 22s. They're not going to. I mean, what recoil do they have that you're trying to tame? So I said most of those are just nothing but increasing the noise a little bit, so that the timer that their safety officer holds the time you buy picks up the sound a little bit better, because twin rimfire 22s are, especially a rifle, be a little quieter. Sometimes it's hard for them to pick them up. But like I said, that's kind of where the rimfire stuff I shoot. Now, if you want to get into center fire, this here's M&P. This is old M&P Pro 5-inch model. I kind of bought it when I was having a gun worked on, so I had something to shoot while it was being worked on. But it's 9mm. You can pick up an M&P Smith & Wesson fairly reasonable price. I've done some inside work for this new trigger, flat trigger, and helped the trigger pull on it a little bit. But like I said, these are great little guns to start out with. I said they're reasonably priced, and if you want to shoot in 9mm, that'll get you in it real good. Like I said, this has been a great gun. The only problem I had with it, shooting some of my reloads that were downloaded to load it wouldn't hardly function sometimes. It'd hang up on him, so that was the only problem I was having with it. But that wasn't a gun, that was my reloads. So, but like I said, that is a great little gun to start with. And of course, the newer models, there are more improvements now than what this one had. A lot of improvements I've done, they already got them on them now when you buy them. So, I put optic sight on it, or fiber optic sight, and also I can see it better. But like I said, most of them, they all come with this stuff now, so you don't have to spend all your money on it. It comes with the gun. And of course, this is a competition model, so it doesn't have any safeties or thumb safeties or anything on it. But that'll get you started in that one. And this is also a good one if you decide to get into the IDPA or USPSA, any speed shooting competitions. And IDPA, I don't remember what some of the categories are now. It used to be a stock service pistol was the category, but that would get you started into shooting those, and that was fun. I used to enjoy doing those. So just kind of got a little bit more interested in the steel challenge, and I did the IDPA through the years, and who knows, I may start shooting IDPA again some. Here's another good 1911, which step up a little bit in money if you want to shoot one of these. But this is a 9mm. This is my first IDPA, what I would call a competition gun that I shot. I started out with what I had, which was a SIG 45, but found out quick that was a little bit expensive and it was harder to shoot in competition sports. So I traded it for another 1911, and I liked it, but it was giving me some issues. So I stepped up to this. This is STI, which they don't make anymore, but it's made down in Texas. STI Trojan. This gun's got more than 10,000 rounds through it. So it's got a lot of break-in on it. After about, I want to say 10,000 rounds, I took it and had it worked on. Replaced some worn parts and what have you, put a trigger in it. And had some inside stuff done that was just worn, needed replacing. Like I said, it was a great gun. Can't complain about this one. It never give me any problems. Never give me any problems. I said I've shot over 10,000 rounds through it, and I've never shot a factory load through it. It's all been reloads. And I've reloaded those on old Lee Progressive 1000. So just because it's cheaper equipment doesn't mean it's cheap. It'll get the job done on this old reloading stuff. But like I said, that was probably the bottom line of their product line, but it was a great pistol. Shot many matches with this thing, and that's a good pistol to shoot steel challenge if you want to shoot steel challenge with it. It'll get the job done. And this one here, this is one I stepped up to, is my STI Eagle 2011 double stack. So this was this is one I shot IDPA mostly with. I have shot a little steel challenge with it, but shot steel plates with it for a little bit. But great competition gun. I said, sadly they don't make these anymore. I mean, I think you can still get the frames and build your own, but STI is no longer in business. They sold out to Staccato, if I'm not mistaken. These aren't cheap guns. I got a deal on this one from used, but these are not cheap guns. But did a little bit of the grip work myself, the stippling, took a heat gun to that, wood burning gun. I got a wood burn set from when I was a kid. Used that to stipple the grip on it. Like I say, it's been gone through, trigger, inside stuff. It's been worked over, hard chromed. It was a blued gun. It's been hard chromed silver. So it's a great shooting gun. I really like the way it shoots. Feels good in your hand. I say it's a great shooter. But like I said, that's if you want to step up once you get into it, and that's one of these sports that's you can stay with what you start with, or you can move up. I try not to spend too much money in it, but it doesn't have to upgrade a little bit to kind of shoot what the top pros are shooting. So you're kind of on a level playing field there with equipment. But yeah, so that's just a few of my guns that I've shot competitions with. Like I said, you can get in. There's so much stuff out there nowadays. When we first started shooting it down in Rock Hill, one of the guys even shot single action, old timey Western gun doing it. So you can shoot anything you want. The problem is, you got 5 targets you got to hit, and for only 6 rounds, you only got 1 miss, unless you want to do some single action reloading. But I say most of the time, everybody's shooting, at least 10 rounds. And my suggestion, if you want to come out and shoot, bring what you got. We'll do your first time out and kind of see what's going on. I just always suggest come out and watch first and kind of get a feel for how everything takes place. Watch what goes on, what the safety officers are doing. Just kind of what their commands are. So you kind of have an idea of what's all going on. I mean, there's a lot happening when you're first time coming out. So, it's a lot to take in. I started at the Old Sportsman in Newport. They had Tuesday night practices on IDPA, so I started there. So wasn't quite as stressful as going to a match. It's just a few people doing a little practice. So you get out there to match, and you get all the people. You think everybody's watching you. Really and truly, we're not paying that close of attention. We're watching, talking, doing what have you, and nobody's, sitting back there laughing at you. We're just watching you and talking with them amongst ourselves, and as long as you're not being safe and having fun, there's no criticism. I will say, if once you get on my squad and with the guys I hang out with, you better have thick skin, because we do razz each other pretty hard when we screw up. But that's friends being friends. But we're not going to take new people and make them feel bad or feel like they're not up to par, because everybody started new at one time or another. So we don't do that to discourage anybody at all whatsoever. We want everybody to come out and have fun. And more people that comes out, and better our sport is, because we got more people to carry it on. That's another problem, is a lot of us are getting old, and we want somebody to replace us so that the sport continues. But like I said, it's really fun. You can shoot pretty much every weekend if you want to somewhere. My club shoots the first Saturday at Pappy's Gun Range down in Edgemoor, Steel Challenge, and then the second Saturday they shoot IDPA. So either one of those disciplines that you'd like to shoot is available. Foothills up in Cherryville, Shelby area, they shoot, I think it's the fourth Saturday. I'm not going to swear to that, but I think it's the fourth Saturday. I shoot at Mecklenburg Wildlife Club. They shoot the third Saturday. They're up here in West Mecklenburg, up above the airport. They're a rimfire only match, and they have a pretty good turnout now too. So it started out probably about 10 guys. You go and shoot and be done in about an hour, but now it takes a couple hours to shoot, but still having fun. And I think we're up to 3 squads now. Used to we do one squad, or maybe split one squad in half just to get done quicker. But so people seem to enjoy it. And I was trying to think, it's another place. I know you can probably go to Columbia, down there, Spartanburg, Greenville. Pretty much a lot of places around shoot Steel Challenge. It's depending on how far you want to drive. I think there's some up towards Albemarle, or maybe up above there somewhere. Hadn't been in any of those, but if you live up that way, it'd be worth checking out. Like I said, depending on where you live, the Charleston area, Summerville. I know they got some good clubs down there shooting. There's a pretty good bit. Yes, like I said, there's all kind of shooting. USPA is one of them. I haven't done that, but it's the running gunning sport. They do. There's several of those around that still do those. You'll burn up a lot of ammo shooting those. Those are center fire 9mm or 40s, 45s, whatever you want to shoot there. But those, if you like to shoot and run and gun, that's the places to do it. Like I said, Steel Challenge, there's only one stage you actually have to move while shooting. There's a couple that you move, but you shoot, and then you have choices of where you're going to stand. But there's only one stage that you actually shoot and move, and then shoot more. But you only move 6 feet, so it's not like you're running around. So if you got any mobility issues, it's not really an issue. Take your time, do what's safe. And we allow for whatever you got going on. So don't worry about that. Come on out and have fun. And like I say, I'll put some links and stuff down in the descriptions here that you can look up. So you can look up my club. We're out of Rock Hill. Like I said, we shoot Steel Challenge on the first Saturday, IDPA on the second Saturday, and good bunch of guys. I've been in it since 2008. I think they started just a short time before that, so they've been around a little while now. As time moves on, it's hard to believe it's almost 20 years I've been shooting with them. Because we started Pappy's Gun Range, and it was just more or less a flat piece of dirt with a little old berm at the back, and now we've built bays and everything. So come a long way from time since we started. But that's what it takes when you got good members to participate, and you can grow and get better. But at any rate, I thought I'd just pop on and give you a little rundown of what I do for fun. You know, I don't always do real estate. I do have some fun on my deer hunt and shoot competitions and shoot sporting clays and do all that kind of stuff too. So, you know, try to enjoy my hobbies just like everybody else. So, I say if you got any questions, I'll be glad to answer them on shooting. Like I said, I'm always up for that. So, give me a holler, drop me some comments, whatever you think. We'll figure it out from there. Like I said, we'd love to have you come out and see what we do, and come on out and join us. Have fun. Talk to y'all later. Bye.